All right, man. So this is my second video today, and I titled this They love what you can provide. They don't love you." Okay. And this is aimed towards the MGTOW dudes. Cause like I've been reading a lot into it more. And like I said in the previous video, um in my opinion, MGTOW is for the group of men who figured out women way too fucking late. Like, who, or at least began to sniff out their natures way too late. So they kind of end up stuck in this whole like, I hate women because women hate me. I hate women because women hate me type of circle, and they never grow out of it. And I went through the whole diagram with this being a woman and this being, the MGTOW dude. Let's say like an equality at best, MGTOW will like creep up to like here with a woman, but they never really get here, which is what women really want. They want the man to be here and then just kind of like just see her for her bullshit and then pay it no mind. And then she'll keep coming back. But if you end up here or below, you're gonna lose every fucking time. And like I said, once you get trapped up in this MGTOW shit, the highest you can get is usually about here. You never really even get here. I say about it because as long as it's on your mind to be like that, like you are the fucking loser. Okay. And she knows it. Um they what I want to dive a little deeper in is how okay they will men and women love completely differently. Our forms of love come out completely differently. Men have a loyal love that's really just kind of based off of it's really based off a lot of times a woman's appearance has a lot to do with it. Even if it's not that, it's the loyalty from the woman slash physical appearance. That's usually what it's going to boil down to. If the woman's going to be loyal to you, and she says she's going to do something, she does it, and she has at least a 90% track record of doing what she says she's going to do, and she's there and she's respectful. That's what's required for us to fall in love. And when we fall in love, we want to marry them and blah 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 and all that. Whereas a woman's reasons for doing this is like, okay, women love people too. They love different guys and different girls and family blah blah blah. But you have to remember a woman's primary goal is to maintain resources for as long as she can out of whoever it is that she thinks she can keep it going for the longest amount of time, which also plays into, okay, this is why a lot of, like, let's say a lot of middle class women would reject millionaire billionaire men, because in her head she knows she can't really keep up with this guy and keep him around, so she'll rather just reject him and go get some, maybe a lower down dude, maybe not on her level, but lower than like a millionaire or whatever, a six-figure guy every a year type of dude. A lot of women, they'll be too intimidated. See, that's why they get intimidated. Like, what you look like really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because the reality is, man, like I said, she's going after what a male will provide her with. Because also notice this. Notice when women get fucked up financially, they don't like going to other women. They like to go to other men to get that kind of male protection thing, that male protection thing that comes along with receiving money from the man. Like, it's their nature to do this. And see, and this is where feminism really like fucks up a lot of women. And a lot of women are just severely confused at this point with between feminism and the government system paying for all this shit. They're just in Western women, they're just so fucking confused and lost. It's really not worth even figuring them out. If you haven't figured it out, I would say don't even bother with it, because it's not worth it. But yeah, like, they want what you could provide. They want, okay, and a lot of, I think another thing that MGTOW men kind of have issues with is, if they're honest with themselves, deep down, they're looking for that Cinderella story. Now, and this is where it gets fucked up. Is, okay, in the Cinderella story, watch exactly what the fuck happens. Like, The Cinderella story consists. It pretty. It's. I mean, it's all the relationships are pretty much this, but it's prostitution. That's really what it is. It's going to come out. Any relationship between a man and a woman for too long is going to inevitably dive into prostitution. Okay, it may not be suck my dick for $50 prostitution, but it's going to be like unspoken rules that okay, you're supposed to pay for this because I got a pussy type of thing. You see what I'm saying? Like when in the Cinderella story, what actually happens? Okay, it's some okay. I'm probably cussing already, but if you got kids that maybe hear this and you don't want to hear me cussing, I'm ready to start cussing. So, when I cuss, it's not like intentionally meant to like hurt women, but I mean this is just like talking as men. But like okay, so let's say Cinderella. The reality of it was just some bitch that he wanted to fuck flat out. Okay, and now, how that really would have played out, he would have just bought some hooker or something down the street and forgot all about her. But this is a movie, and this is for kids. So he wanted to fuck some bitch. She was a little cute, whatever, blah blah blah. And what did Cinderella actually do? Fucking nothing. She. I mean, and this is generally how the story goes in most Western countries. She was just some fucking maid or some shit, and was young and had a halfway tight body, and she could sell that and suck the right dick and get out of her situation. That's exactly what the fuck happened. And that's the Cinderella story. Cinderella's story is meant for women. It's not made for men. Because the man in that story is pretty much a John, in my opinion. That's what the fuck, because he don't know this bitch. You know what I'm saying? She was just some whole state of, guy had a little nice little dress or something, and he spotted her one night looking halfway clean and wanted to fuck her. That's Cinderella. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, but I think a lot of MGTOW dudes they get caught up on this whole perversion in their head that this woman that doesn't exist is going to one day, against all odds, show up and say exactly what he's trying to hear. And I'll tell you one thing, man. Like, if a woman's telling you what you want, if a woman is coming across too smart and telling you what you want to hear, that's a warning sign. Because either that's really a tranny, or she spotted out something she wanted, and now has become coherent in life. That's pretty much the course of it. Because as a man, like women, okay, women just are not very articulate. Shit. Because they don't gotta be, because somebody gonna want to fuck them just because they got a vagina and they sitting over there, and some loser is gonna finally go, oh, you're so smart, I just want some pussy, and she knows it. So I mean that's all her, that's where her bets are on. You see what I'm saying? But man, the this Western woman MGTOW movement shit, like man, the game is just so fucked up. Because I think honestly, my assessment is like modern feminism and all these single mother parent households. After the government told them, yeah, you could be an independent woman, and then they just fucking up every fucking guy that walks out the door after they're done with them. like, like, you've just these MGTOW men. They're men who are just beaten down by society standards of these Western modern feminized countries that they're so fucked up that the best of them can barely reach to be MGTOW. The best of them, a lot of them. Now, some men they were just never on it from the start, maybe because they grew up with a little sister and they seen how she was growing up and what she was doing to other guys and said, I'm not gonna be that. So I'm not gonna even go down that road. Now those guys, they a lot of times they grew up and they was never a blue pilled, I think, yeah, blue pilled beta male. Like they seen it in their little sisters or their little cousins and watched how they did guys that liked them and watch what they were really talking about behind closed doors about them and said, oh yeah, nah, that ain't gonna be me. And they knew what the game was from 9 years old and was done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they don't love you. They love what you can provide for them. For example, Cinderella. I mean, okay, now if that prince had been some dude working at Long John Silver's, she would have been walking around trying to fit some fucking heel for this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Like she ain't doing that for no $9 an hour. Get the fuck out of here. Like, look, man, they like, I'm trying to say, they love what you can provide for them. And the thing is, it's all relative too. Because let's say you have a woman who probably comes from like a poor family, and like let's say to her like $50,000 a year is like a lot of fucking money, right? So for her, a dude making pretty much between 30 to 50,000 is gonna be a step up for her, and she's gonna fucking obey him. Well, I don't know with y'all feminine Americanized men, like y'all be letting them get away with way too much dumb shit. So she might still be walking in the door, bossing y'all's ass around while she's sucking some other dude's dick while you go to work and bring her back more money. You see what I'm saying? Because they really just pimping y'all. Because say it's like y'all got to realize, man, like you end up being a time and financial hoe. Okay, being a time and financial hoe. I think Patrice O'Neal, I was listening to Patrice O'Neal, and he touched on this. Men and women have different types of hoes. And when I say a hoe, it means like how abusing what you want out of them really gives you self-esteem in the dating market. Okay, like now let's say like a hoe for a man would be like getting 3 or 4 good looking girls and just using them for sex and throwing them out, and that's all we really want. And and say what you want to say, that gives men generally a little, at least a boost in self-esteem and confidence, right? Now on the flip side, women don't you got to realize, understand, women really don't care about sex for real. Like they really don't, at period. Like even the most like gruesome shit that has something to do with sex, they really deep down, like a lot of them really don't fucking care what they stick where. This is all a male's perversion trying to project it on a woman of what should be right and wrong, but they really don't give a fuck. Perfect case example, like especially if there's some potential money or potential boost in life advancement for them, they don't fucking care. The only time is when they figured out, oh, I can't get ahead in life, so now I care. For example, Bill Cosby. Them bitches knew everyone. They knew exactly what he was doing, and they kept going back because they figured they was gonna get something out of it. And then when they didn't get something out, that's when you're gonna start hearing problems. When that rent's due. Now, oh, I gotta get an attorney because my rent's due. You see, I mean, I even knew personal cases like that. I knew one girl I worked with. Um, the boss used to say all types of ridiculous shit to her, and talk about nude pictures and sex jokes and all this. And she started fucking with him. So when it became clear that she wouldn't get up in the company, oh, she went just chirping like a bird to police. He did this, he did that. See what I'm saying? Like because they don't really, it's not in them. They don't care. Sex is not a big thing for it's not a big thing for them unless they have like their fetish is so odd that their clique of women will pretty much throw them out if they found out. Other than that, they really don't care about sex. See, now a hoe for a woman is like a time hoe or a financial hoe or an attention hoe. Like if you coming over the hook up a microwave and she ain't getting ready to suck your dick, or if you writing this random bitch on Instagram, what I'm saying, you a attention hoe. You're her attention hoe. Or if you're like buying her shit and she don't even do nothing, you know what I'm saying, or you paying her bills and she ain't doing nothing but tossing an attitude, you're her financial hoe. You see what I'm saying? Like men and women have their own categories of hoes. You see what I'm saying? Where to us, all we care about is getting sex. Everything else, I don't give a fuck about it. You see what I'm saying? So a hoe to a man is just getting sex out of a woman. A hoe for a woman, women don't really care about. I'm telling you, at the core, they don't care. They don't. All they what they care about is pleasing people, and sex just kind of happens to weave into that woman mentality of it. But they don't care. But the actual act of sex, they really don't care. It's not a big deal. Like I said, they don't call men hoes. You notice that? Like they don't call the same men who do that to them and they use for sex. They don't call that man a hoe because in their world, sex from a man is not being a hoe. It's using him for his resources or attention or emotions. That's their hoe. You see what I'm saying? Like so you really got to like reevaluate a lot of this shit. Like like I really get just a strong feeling like man, these MGTOW dudes, they really don't get it. And the thing is, I think that they're just too afraid to really admit it, but they know that they're mad, so they really don't know what else to say next. So it's just like, yeah, I'm MGTOW, just to kind of fight the system in a sense. But then in the end of the day, they really not still not really getting anywhere, but kind of sucking each other's dicks at the end of the day. But that's what it looks like to me. And if I'm wrong, I mean, if anybody even watches this video, if I'm wrong, let me know. But that's what the fuck it looks like to me. Because like I said, like women be here, the equal man would be here, and like let's say if you're MGTOW, you're kind of ranging in this area because like you like I stated before, like when you join these like feminism, Black Lives Matters, fucking Me Too movements type of shit, once you enter those kind of groups, you can never really be up here to them unless there are a few occasions, like maybe like Black Lives Matter, like there's some white people that have guilt in the world, like oh my god, my ancestors did this to you, so I'm guilty, so I feel bad. Every now and then that happens, but for the most part, like you're just not gonna be respected until you can grow, you can see what it is, you can see it, acknowledge it, and then grow above it, and then kind of look down at them and see what they doing. And you know what I'm saying? And not really get mad anymore, but just accept accept that that's the human nature behind it. You see what I'm saying? It's more the acceptance. I think now I think about it, it's the acceptance from MGTOW. I think they're refusing to accept it without becoming angry about it. I think once they can get to that, if you're MGTOW watching this, then this is my opinion on that. I think once you can accept it without getting mad about it, like like on a habitual basis. Of course, you're gonna get mad when you hear like random stories of guys, losing their house and all this shit like that. But if you get to the point where you just know, where you could recognize their nature and you could smell them from a mile away and accept it and just know that's what it is and can move on, then I think that's when you start to grow like up here. You see what I'm saying? And then things get a lot easier.